Good boy. Hey, look at the camera. Look, hey, look at the camera. Hey, YouTube. It's Paul and Papa Jason with Life with Paul. Here for another video. Okay, you're free. You can go play. Or you can stand there. I was thinking about today is discipline. We tend to think of discipline as a bad thing. Well, today I want to talk about some of the good things that discipline actually is. Because it's not what you really think it is. We tend to think of discipline as punishment. Well, discipline can be a consequence for bad behavior. That's reality. That's part of discipline. But that's not nowhere near the total scope of what discipline is it, Paul? Is it? You're a good boy. Everybody who has a big dog knows what it's like to beat on their dog. Paul loves it. Here. Go play. Go chew on your ball. I guess the first thing that comes to mind is discipline is structure. Discipline is structuring how you are expected to behave. What that really means is structure, like when I raised Paul, discipline for him structured how he was to behave. It structured what was expected of him. It structured what I expected. It not only did that, it structured our relationship with each other. Not that I'm the big disciplinarian nothing like that, though I am, and he knows that. But it structured what I expected of him, what he expected of me, and what we expect of each other. And what it does is it structures your relationship with other people. He knows exactly what I expect of him, but also he knows it structures how he is to behave around other people as well. Because he knows the rules still apply. If I'm standing there or if I'm not standing there, he knows what I expect of him, and he knows what is expected of him. So discipline is structure. Discipline is also boundaries. There's people in this world that will just run all over you unless you use discipline to set up boundaries. Once you set up a boundary, they're like, oh, I can't cross that. That person will not allow me to do that, so I can't. It's a boundary. Boundaries are not a bad thing. Boundaries are healthy. Discipline to set boundaries is a healthy thing. It can be unhealthy, but the initial setting up of boundaries to protect yourself, both physically and mentally and emotionally, those are healthy things. And unless you use discipline to set that boundary, it lets people run all over you if you don't, which is not healthy. It's not healthy for you, and it's not healthy for the person who is running all over you, because the next person may not be so gentle about setting that boundary. But that's 2. 3. Discipline is, how to say it. I lost my words. I'm trying to come up with 5, but I don't use scripts. I don't use notes. I wing my videos and we get what we get. So we may not have 5. Discipline is freeing. We tend to think of discipline as keeping you contained in this little box, but it's not. Discipline is actually freeing. It's liberating. Let me explain. Paul, come here. Come here. This little thing right here. You're turning your head where they can't see. This thing right here. Come here. You're not cooperating at all because all you want me to do is scratch your butt. Come here. Hey, come. No, I don't need the ball. I don't need the ball. You see the thing on his neck? Okay, go play. You're not cooperating, so go play. That little thing on his neck is connected to this. It's called an e-collar. It is horribly called the shock collar. And that's because of people who have horribly used it wrong for a long time. It is a great tool if you use it correctly. If you want to use one for your dog, educate yourself and learn how to use it correctly. Enough said about that. Well, when I got Paul, when he was a puppy, he spent probably the first 6 months of his life with attached to a leash 24/7. The leash never came off. And the reason for that was, if he was running around in the house, he had a long lead. I had a big 30-foot lead on him. Out in the yard, I had a 30-foot lead on him. If we were walking somewhere, I had a short 6-foot lead. And the reason for that was, it was to teach him how he was supposed to behave, what he could and what he could not do. Once he got 6 months or so, he started to catch on. You know, he was already catching on. He caught on real fast. He was real smart. But once he got around 6 months or so, I could take that lead off of him. He still spent most of the time with a lead on, but there were times where I could take it off. What changed was he knew what he could and he could not do. So that discipline through having that lead on, when he would misbehave, I would take the lead and pull it a little bit. It would pull a little bit on his neck. Not drag him, not beat him, nothing like that. Just pop. That's it. It basically redirected his attention back to me. And then I would tell him no or stop or whatever command I wanted him to know. And it would stop the behavior that he was doing at the moment. Well, through that, it taught him what he could and he could not do. Without going through that process, without that form of discipline, he would never be trusted enough, even with that e-collar on his neck, to be able to run around this yard and just play and do what he wants without anything attached to him. If he was still displaying that behavior, he would have to have a leash on him all the time, still. The leash was just a tool that I used, and I used discipline to show him this is what you can do and this is what you cannot do. It was not a mean thing. It was not a rough thing. It was nothing like that. It was just a gentle redirection saying, hey, that's not allowed. And if he would do something and he wouldn't and I gave him no direction, I gave him no discipline, no nothing like that, he would say, okay, I can do this. This is acceptable. They learn that real fast. But you have to go through that process. If you do not go through that process, they don't know what the boundaries are, and they don't know what they are allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. So they think they're allowed to do anything they want. The discipline teaches rules. It teaches them what is acceptable behavior and what is not acceptable. So it is freeing, because now Paul gets to run around the yard and be the lunatic goofball he is on his own, without any attachment to him and all. I'll get more on this in a minute. This will be the last one. I'll get more on this with the last one. That's what, 3? Woohoo, we're moving right along. So, discipline is not always what we think it is. It's not always what we've been told and taught. We always thought discipline was a bad, overbearing thing, and it can be if you take it too far. When my kids were little, I was a very, very strict parent. But I had good intentions. Maybe I took it too far. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. But I know this much. When my kids were becoming teenagers, I got so many compliments on my kids because they were so well behaved. They were very well behaved. They were, every time they had addressed an adult, it was yes, ma'am, yes, sir. No, ma'am, no, sir. It was always ma'am or sir, always. That was one of my rules. That was a hard rule for me, and that stuck until they got around 15, 16. And then, by that time, I'm like, well, I don't have to be so strict now. Well, that was a mistake. But for the most part, still today, they're in their 30s today. They remember those lessons, and they still live by them. So it was not that I wanted control of them, is I wanted them to have control of themselves. It was one of the worst things I've ever done. I feel bad because I think I took it too far. I think I was too strict. I was very strict. I was a very strict parent. I had rules and I stuck by them. And things were different then than they are now. But I think for the most part, for my kids, that was a good thing for them, because it taught them how to be a model citizen. It taught them consequences. It taught them boundaries. It taught them what is acceptable. There's nothing out there, Paul. He's laying right beside the camera. I don't even know if any of him's on it, but he's laying right beside it. He's looking out toward the road, thinks he saw something. So what, that's what, 4? I don't know, that's 3, 4? I've lost count now. Hey, don't sniff the camera. But this is probably the most surprising one. Until you really think about it. Discipline is love. If you don't love something, you don't give them any discipline. You don't give them any rules. You don't give them any consequences for bad behavior. You let them do whatever it is they want to do. The problem with that theory is They don't know what consequences are then. And they grow up thinking they can do whatever they want and there is no consequences. Well, us as humans in this society, in this life today, we know that's detrimental. Because we know the consequences, when they do catch up, are going to be very, very severe. They're going to be life-changing. And we want better for the people we love than that. That's where this comes in. I don't use this to discipline Paul. I use this to get his attention. If he's doing something I don't want him to do, I will use this to redirect his attention back to me, because I don't have a leash on him. I want his attention because he's doing something I don't want him to do. If Paul takes off running toward that road without a leash on him, I have no way of getting his attention to get him back here before he gets to that road and gets run over by a car. This allows me to do that. His e-collar, and you'll see me grab it from time to time. Hey, did you get the bee? He was chasing a bee. You'll see me push this button on the front sometimes. And what this is a vibrate. It vibrates his collar. It's a very intense vibrate. But so don't think I'm shocking him every time you see me grab it. I'm not. Almost all the time I'm vibrating it if I even touch a button. Most time I grab it and he knows this is connected to that, and whatever it is, he usually stops just by me grabbing it because he knows what it does. But out of love for him, because I do not want nothing bad to happen to him, I have this on him and on me, so that if a situation like him running out toward the road or an animal coming in the yard comes, I can get his attention and get him back to me. Because I do not want anything bad to happen to him. I would be devastated if something bad happened to him. So discipline for him is out of love. It's not out of cruelty. It's not out of an ogre type thing. It's not to have guardianship, so to speak, over him. It's because I love him and I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I only want what's best for him. So I use this tool. This tool is part of being a guardian, being a good guardian for a dog. It has to do with sorry, I'm looking to see what he's looking at. It has to do with his discipline, but mostly it's just to redirect his attention back to me. Because when I vibrate that, he knows it's coming from me. So he will immediately, when I vibrate it, he looks at me and he comes running back to me. Because he knows that vibrate means come. Paul, come. You're blocking the camera. Yeah, you're blocking the camera, dude. With your butt. You're blocking it with your butt. All right. Go on. Go play. Or lay down or whatever it is you're doing. So those are the 5 things really that I think discipline really is. For me, the biggest thing is love. Because everything I've done with him, oh, get that bee, get it. He tried so hard and he can't get him. The things I've done with him, everything I've done with him was to make him a better dog, to make him listen, to keep him safe, to raise him to be an obedient dog, to give him freedom. It's all those things, but it all boiled down to discipline. When you use discipline with those motives in mind, you're using it correctly. And your dog won't hate you for it. If you use them that way, your kids won't hate you for it. They'll love you for it. Like I said, when my kids were growing up, I think I was a little too strict. I can't say my kids always loved me for it. Paul does. He knows that's part of his structure. It's part of what sets the boundaries. And he's okay with those boundaries because the boundaries are set out of love. They're set to protect him. Most of his boundaries are set to protect him. If I let him just be a vicious dog and try to bite people, in the long run, that would end up with him being euthanized. So you see, that boundary was set to protect him in the long run. So next time you're in a situation where you have to use discipline, keep that in mind. Use those parameters. The next time discipline is being used on you, use those parameters. Think, well, why is this happening? Is this out of love? Is this a boundary that's being set? Is it leadership that's being set for me to follow? You just might look at it different when you look at it in those terms. I don't know. That was just a thought process I'm having today. Don't know why. I don't know. I think Paul was doing something yesterday and whatever it was he was doing kind of sparked it and reminded me of it. Not that he was doing anything bad, though he does. He's a dog. But for the most part, he's really, really, really good and really well behaved. And the reason he is because of the way I raised him. Because I use discipline and boundaries and love. And now he knows. And I don't have to keep doing that because out of love I've shown him and he's known and accepted it, and this is our relationship. He knows I'm not going to do anything to hurt him, and everything I do has a reason. So with that, I don't know, give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Share it with others that need to hear it. Ding, ding, the ring, ring. Something like 79% of viewers are not subscribed. Subscribe. We need more subscribers, because the more subscribers we get, the more the algorithm puts the videos out to other people. The more people that see it, the more people it can help. Because there was knucklehead kids like me when I was a kid who needed to see this video and know it, and I didn't at the time. So I know there's kids out there today, and maybe even adults out there today, that need a video like this. They need to hear it. They need to reevaluate what's being done to them or what they're doing. Or the motive behind it, maybe. I'm not trying to convict anybody of anything or accuse anybody of anything. I'm not. But I'm looking at just the philosophy of discipline. It's not a bad thing. Discipline done right is a good thing. So with that, until the next video, watch for the life lessons, learn from the lessons, and be the best version of you the world has ever seen. And tell your dog me and Paul said hi.